Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A 2-year-old viciously attacked by a dog inside a home on Detroit's east side, and it wasn't even the family's dog that did it. Ben.
Kim, November fast approaching, so is there any chance after starting out chilly today we can get those 70s back? We'll check it out.
All right, Ben, but we're going to begin with the coronavirus and the weekend numbers. The state reporting 3,881 new cases over the past 48 hours, averaging out to 1,940 a day. And along with that, 29 more deaths from COVID-19 have been reported, that over the last 2 days. Now, those numbers continue that rising trend that we have seen over the past few weeks.
A month ago, cases were in the 700s, and it doesn't seem to be letting up. So let's bring in Priya Mann tonight. Priya, the state's top health officials had a big update today, and this is a problem everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. You know, they say there isn't a region of the state that is immune from a significant increase in COVID-19. And experts say about 80% of the epidemic can be traced back to just 10 to 20% of those infected people. And now these troubling trends have health experts extremely concerned.
What we see now is a bit of a new phenomenon, is that we're seeing increases across the state in all different regions.
Epidemiologists are sounding the alarm after Michigan broke records over the weekend. And on Monday, another 3,800 cases were reported over the past 2 days.
The magnitude, the speed of this increase is unlike anything that we've seen since the spring.
Now the fastest growing demographic is young people, which can be a double-edged sword. They're not as likely to be hospitalized, but are more likely to spread the virus.
Recently, the CDC released a report, talks about a younger adult that was mildly infected, went to a family gathering, and then subsequently resulted in infections of more high-risk adults that were in the family group.
While Michigan was able to flatten the curve initially, hospitals have been preparing for a second surge.
The virus is the curve. We are the horizontal line that we have to keep above that curve. We are the capacity that's necessary to move up above that curve, such that at any given time, wherever that surge is at, we have the capacity as an organization to respond.
Henry Ford says it has 100 days worth of PPE supplies for frontline workers, but officials warn this time around hospitals will not likely be able to focus solely on COVID-19 patients.
The second time around, we have not as high as optimism that we will be able to shut down our entire operation to focus only on COVID.
And of course, that will become a huge concern if hospitalizations significantly increase. Now, health experts are hopeful because there are things that we can do to stay safe. Coming up at 6, important reminders that we can all do as a community to keep every Michigander safe and to stop the spread of COVID-19. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4 News.
And Priya, a quick word about what they had to say about restaurants and bars.
So remember last week, Dr. Khaldun talked about, she recommended wearing a mask the entire time you're in a restaurant, except when you're physically eating food. Well, experts are also talking about the fact that whenever alcohol is involved, inhibitions go down. You're less likely to wear a mask. And as colder temperatures are on the way, you're going to have more people indoors who are eating together, and that can also increase the spread.
Yeah. All right, Priya. Now today we are also getting new data on COVID-19 outbreaks at Michigan schools.
Let's take a look at some of the broad strokes. In all, 30 new schools reported outbreaks of 2 or more cases in the past week. 5 of those schools are in Macomb County, including Dakota High School with 5 new cases. As far as ongoing outbreaks, Michigan State University tops the list with 1,664 cases.
Developing right now, a 2-year-old girl is in critical condition after being attacked by a dog inside her own home.
It happened on Weyburn near Whittier and Beaconsfield. And here's where things take a twist. It wasn't even the family's dog that did it. Jason Colthorpe is live tonight to help take us through what happened. Jason, this is just horrible.
Just terribly, terribly sad, Kim, and exactly right. Police right now are saying this was a stray, but neighbors have seen that dog in the area before, around this house, and even right next door. One neighbor telling me it had been kind of going at it with his dog beyond that fence there, but no one had seen it be aggressive until now. It was before 11 a.m. this morning when a dog wandered up to this home on Detroit's east side.
One of the residents opened up the front door and a huge pit bull just ran in and began charging at a female 2-year-old and began attacking that female. baby.
It was just a 2-year-old girl suddenly being mauled by a stray dog inside her own home. Amid all the chaos, the little girl's father raced to grab his gun.
The father of that young child retrieved his weapon and fired multiple shots, wounding the dog. Unfortunately, one of those shots did end up hitting the 2-year-old in the left arm.
The dog was shot dead, but not before inflicting serious trauma.
The 2-year-old had severe bite wounds on her head, cheeks, and her nose.
Whether it was a pit bull or a cane corso, as police first told us, neighbors had seen it wandering in the area, and until today, it hadn't seemed aggressive. As for this family, they are angry and emotional, especially the father, say police.
Like any father, he was looking to protect his child, period.
Yeah, for sure. And at last check, that little girl was critical at St. John Hospital and right now in surgery. Reporting live, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Jason, help me understand. I know you said no one had ever seen this dog get aggressive before today, so no one knows where this dog came from?
Well, this is where things are a little murky. Obviously, police are still investigating. They stress this is all preliminary because the investigation is still open, and if it sounds strange to you that someone would open a door and a stray dog would just charge in, it sounds strange to police as well. They're looking into that, and we're also hearing they're looking into the possibility that maybe this family did know the dog or maybe had possibly fostered it in the past. There's a lot of different things they're looking at. We won't know until this investigation is finished, but right now, really everyone just focusing on this little girl and hoping she can pull through.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Jason, thanks.
Terrible. All right, Jason. The steady increase in coronavirus cases leads to a steep drop today in the markets. At the closing bell, Dow was down close to 650 points, and that is the worst day since early September. Analysts say the sell-off happened as daily new coronavirus cases nationwide hit a new record. There has been a lot of gray today. So far, no rain, but we are definitely in the gray zone.
We are, so let's get over to Ben on a Monday. So what do we have coming tonight, Ben?
A whole lot more of this, guys. Clouds going to be pretty thick here for the coming days. There's not a ton of moisture, as you mentioned. Storm Tracker 4's had a couple little patches of green, which for the most part have dried up. South zone, you may be getting a couple sprinkles down there, but for the most part, it's just clouds. Few thinner ones there around Ann Arbor, but generally, do expect to see overcast skies through midnight tonight. Temperatures will be in the 40s until 12, then we sink down to 39. Couple sprinkles again possible during the evening, but I think a lot of us are going to miss out on that. A lot more sprinkles going on down south of us. This is Hurricane Zeta. Did become a hurricane here just about an hour or so ago. On its way to the Yucatan Peninsula, right there you see Cancun, and then eventually towards the Louisiana coastline. We'll see what impact that is going to have on our weather as we head towards the weekend. We'll look at your Halloween forecast and a sneak peek at Election Day in just a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben. Democrats hold the Senate floor today as they speak out against confirming Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. A vote to confirm Barrett is expected today at some point. Republicans have pushed to get Barrett on the court before the election, and they have the votes to do that, as every Republican senator except one is expected to confirm Barrett. Coming up at 5:30, a look at the debate on Capitol Hill today and how soon Barrett could be sworn in as the court's newest justice.
8 days to go. Crunch time for both candidates, of course, as President Trump crisscrosses Pennsylvania today. He's downplaying the pandemic even after the new COVID outbreak hit the inner circle of his vice president, Mike Pence. That all-out push, bit of a contrast to the slow, steady approach of Democrat Joe Biden in the final days before Election Day. Alice Barr following it all from Washington. Alice.
Devin, with 8 days to go until Election Day, already 58 million Americans have voted early, smashing those numbers from 4 years ago, while the candidates are making a final push to bring those who haven't yet voted over to their side.
In the last full week on the trail before Election Day, with a record number of ballots already cast, two very different campaigns are coming down to the wire. President Trump barnstorming Pennsylvania with 3 appearances in that must-win state today.
We win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing. You got to get out there.
Joe Biden making his own surprise appearance in Pennsylvania today.
The bottom line is Donald Trump is the worst possible president, the worst possible person to try to lead us through this pandemic.
He's made just 26 trips outside his home state since August to limit COVID risk for himself and his supporters. It comes as Vice President Mike Pence is campaigning in Minnesota today, despite 5 close aides testing positive for the virus. The vice president tested negative, and the White House is defending his travel schedule, calling him an essential worker. Coronavirus cases are now soaring across the country as President Trump continues to insist we're turning the corner, and the White House tries to clarify controversial comments from Chief of Staff Mark Meadows.
We're not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines, therapeutics, and other mitigation.
Biden calling that waving the white flag of defeat.
Well, the only person waving a white flag along with his white mask is Joe Biden.
A sprint to the finish with the pandemic posing dangerous hurdles along the way.
Biden will be back on the road again tomorrow in the typically Republican stronghold of Georgia, while First Lady Melania Trump is making her first solo appearance of the 2020 campaign cycle. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice, hard to miss Michigan's status at a battleground state with how many campaign stops that we are seeing, have seen, continue to see. This weekend, Kamala Harris was back in Metro Detroit. Donald Trump Jr. is in Washington Township tonight. President Trump holding a rally tomorrow in Lansing, and Vice President Pence will be in Flint on Wednesday. And just in here at 5, Dr. Jill Biden will be in Michigan on Thursday, though no word yet on where. Busy political place. Paula.
Now that the Detroit Public Schools Community District is basically its own boss, what does this mean for the students? We take a closer look at today's historic decision.
All right, Paula, also a game-changing discovery on the moon. What astronomers say they found that could be the key for future generations to live there. Victor.
The marijuana industry is changing thanks to a new proposed ordinance passed by not only our mayor, but other city councilmen as well. See what other people are saying, however, about these new rules. Coming up.